Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this week's vlog, my goal is to read some fun, cozy books. Hopefully go to a bookstore and get some fall books that I've been wanting, and also do some fall/Halloween shopping. And also, I do love planting, and so this week my goal is to replant my pot on the patio and do some fall color. So I'm really excited for that. The books that I really want to get to this week specifically is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I really don't know much about Frankenstein at all, other than the typical things that you see on social media or like the movies that we've seen growing up. And so I have no idea what to expect. I'm a little bit nervous because it is a classic and it was written in 1812. And so that does kind of scare me, but I'm really excited. I've heard people love it. Also, I've heard some mixed reviews, but I'm excited nonetheless to read a classic. And secondly, I want to finish reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. I have been reading this book for way too long. I actually picked up the audio book, and so my goal is to listen to that throughout the week, hopefully finish it and get this done because it has been sitting on my shelf for far too long. I've been stuck at like 25-30% for a while now, so I really just want to get this finished. And the last book that I want to read is with Sarah Curley's Patreon book club, If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia, and it looks super fun, like the most cozy fall book that you can get. And so hopefully I can go find that at the bookstore this week and start that. But those are the 3 books that I want to get to, and then I'm sure throughout the week we'll do some more fall cozy things. So I'm excited. Here's the issue that we're facing, is that they actually don't have the book that I want, and apparently they're not printing it anymore. So I'll have to just buy it on my Kindle. I wanted If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia. So they don't have it. I'm gonna try to look at what is on my TBR and see if they have anything similar, or if there's any books that I want here. I might see, but I'm really kind of looking for a deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to pay full price unless it's a book that I know that I won't be able to find. Like, actually, maybe I'll look for Fangs. That's a graphic novel, and I feel like that would kind of be hard to find elsewhere, possibly. I don't really know. I'll figure it out. Hello, everyone. I wanted to do a fun fall haul. I have some books, I have some decorations, I have some fun candy, and then also like random skincare items that I wanted to share. And this is a perfect video for that. So first, let's get into the books. The first book I have is The Color of Law. I really want to read more nonfiction books. Typically, when I do read nonfiction, it's Christian nonfiction, but I wanted to read more about segregation, systemic racism in America. Then I have The Very Secret Society of Regular Witches. I'm really excited to start this. I'm planning on reading it in September. If you saw my September TBR video, then you know that. But I got the set Fabled in Waco, and I'm really excited. I don't really know much about it other than it's about witches, and it's supposed to be a little cozy and fun. This is my first graphic novel that I've ever purchased. It's inspired by Katie's reading. It's called Fangs, and I'm really excited. It just has a love story between a vampire and a werewolf, and that's really all I need to know. I'm planning on reading this in October, and I'm super excited about it. Also, on the Segregation in America kick, I have the new Jim Crow You've probably heard of this book, and it's really well known, really recommended, and I'm excited to read this book. This is probably an audiobook that I'll listen to. Regardless, I don't know if I'll read it this year. For sure at the beginning of next year, I think is when I want to read it. And then I have The October Country by Ray Bradbury. It's a bunch of short stories that I think take place in October or like fall time, Halloween time, and I'm really excited. Look at that cover. Also, when I got this off of Pango, which is where I got most of these books from, it looked like a really old used book, hence like the yellow, but it's like a brand new book. So it's originally $16 and I got it for $4. Pango Books coming through. And then another book inspired by Katie's reading is The Mist by Stephen King. My goal is to read this in September. And I also randomly had a dream, I think similar to the concept of this book, that there's like this weird mist enshrouding everyone and you like can't see anything. I had a dream about it, so I'm excited to read it. And then I also got The Halloween Party by Agatha Christie. I have been eyeing this for so long. Every time I go into the bookstore, I see this and I'm like, I have to read that during Halloween. And finally I bought it also off of Pango Books for like $4. And I'm really excited. I have heard mixed things about her books. Some of them people say are kind of boring, or nothing too crazy, but regardless, I'm excited to read this. So we'll see. I'll have to keep y'all updated. For those of you who don't know, Magnolia Parks, the series, is my favorite series of all time. And for my birthday, my mother got me the special edition of Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. And let's see if I can show you. Like, look at the inside of this cover. You're joking me. It is genuinely one of the most beautiful books that I own and probably one of my prized possessions. I love Magnolia Parks. Like, you don't understand. You don't know what Magnolia Parks means to me. Anyways, I was so excited when I got this. You have no idea. Like, this, oh my gosh, the best gift ever. Okay, that's the last of my book haul. I want to go into some fall decor that I recently got. I got these fall pumpkin Halloween pillows from Target, and they light up. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but they light up, and they're really cute. I wanted to lean more into Halloween this year. Normally, I'm just like a fall Thanksgiving decorator, so it's like leaves, cornucopias, maybe some scarecrows mixed in. But I love Halloween. It is my favorite holiday. And so that and Thanksgiving. Yeah, I love Halloween. So I'm really excited to put these on the couch and decorate. And then I also got these ceramic ghosts that also light up unironically, and they look so cute. Like I said, I'm trying to get more into the Halloween spirit and get more things that are Halloween-esque, and this was perfect. They're so cute. I love them. I'm pretty sure they're the exact same, but I think they're so cute. I'm excited to decorate with them. It's not Halloween time if you're not eating Halloween candy. I got the Haribo Sour Bats, also purely from Katie's reading. If you can't tell, I love her, but I didn't know that Haribo had Sour Bats. They have their sour snakes that are so good. And I found the last package at my Dollar General. I will say they are completely melted. Like, this is just one big chunk of them. I can't really even eat them. They just all come out one clump. So I might have to get a different package, but they're really good. Okay, now for some fun clothes. I just got one sweater, and it's not really screaming fall, but it is so cute. I love striped stuff. Like, anything striped I will buy. Exhibit A. And it is just so cute. It's just funky. That's what I feel like it is. It's just funky. And it's kind of giving me like Scooby-Doo vibes. I don't know if anyone else is getting those vibes, but it is so cute. Okay, now from Target. I did get some fall socks. They look so cute. They have pumpkins and witch hats and ghosts and little stars. I thought they were so cute, and this will be like the only pair of socks that I wear for all of September and October. I'm not cleaning them. I'm just gonna wear them every single day until Halloween. And then I ran out of body wash, and one of my favorite things to do is get body wash, but I was really wanting something super fall-esque. What I had in my shower was also from French. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was very like summer salty. But this is Soothe and Comfort Cashmere Vanilla, and I feel like this is a perfect fall scent because it's not like you're bathing yourself in pumpkin praline pancake bergamot whatever. Like, it smells fall without being like sweet sticky stuff. I don't know if that makes sense. And then with that, I also got the perfume, the cashmere vanilla perfume. I did smell it, but let's see how good it smells. Yeah, no, that's a perfect fall scent. Like, that is so good. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'm so happy. Then I got some Dove Original body soap, as you need to stay clean. And I got the La Roche-Posay Triple Repair Moisturizing Cream. I know that they recently had a recall because they had some, I don't even know, some cancer-causing chemical in here. I don't know. Honestly, none of my business. It was on the shelf, so I bought it. And then I also got the Purifying Foaming Cleanser. This is my favorite face wash besides the Rhode face wash, but I prefer the Rhode face wash when I'm taking off my makeup. But this is my favorite, guys. And then Target had these $1 magnets, and I could not get this. Look how cute it is. Like, you're joking me. It's a ghost reading a book and drinking coffee. That is so cute. I'm so excited to put on our fridge. There was also many more, and I almost did buy all of them. But I thought, Noelle, that's a little excessive. So I didn't. But if there are more magnets on the fridge, just saying. Could have been me. That's so cute. That's my fall haul. I'm going to try to finish reading If It Makes You Happy, and then I want to start and finish reading Frankenstein. I think that's it. I'm excited. Hello, guys. I'm in with a little bit of an update. I'm about 50% of the way through If It Makes You Happy, and I'm really, really enjoying it, you guys. I had kind of high hopes because I feel like I'd seen a lot of really good reviews, and then, like, the first couple of chapters, for whatever reason, the setting was getting like a little convoluted in my brain. The characters were getting kind of confusing. Just the setting itself was getting confusing in my head, and I don't know if that was a me thing or if it was genuinely like not really set up the best way in the first couple of chapters. Regardless, now I'm 50% of the way through, and I really, really enjoy it. It reminds me of Gilmore Girls, of like all the best 90s rom-com movies that take place in the fall. I think one of the biggest things that I like, apart from the atmosphere and from the setting, because it's very fall-esque, it talks about the leaves, it talks about bakeries, it talks about pumpkins and fall festivals, it goes through Halloween and costumes all the way to Thanksgiving. And so apart from the setting, which obviously I love so much, I love just the romance that we're getting. Like, it's true friends to lovers in the sense that like they actually are friends and treat each other like friends would. And then obviously they start to develop feelings, but I think it feels very mature, it doesn't feel cheesy, and I think the reason for that is because they are already established adults. The main male character does have children. I know that kind of puts a lot of people off in books, but I feel like these kids are kind of funny and they add depth to the story. And anyway, so I think that because that these two main characters are older, the romance seems more mature. It seems more believable, and it just makes it more swoon worthy. I think sometimes when romances have that kind of instant love, super like hot driving moments, it doesn't seem as believable or as heartwarming, whereas this is just like super sweet and wholesome. So I'm really, really enjoying it. And I'm only 50% of the way through, so I'm really excited to see what the rest of the book has to offer and what's going to happen. I love it. And there's a lot of like, there are harder things that these characters are walking through. So that's another aspect. Like, these characters are actually walking through real life issues. And the book doesn't necessarily stray away from those things, but it doesn't also harp on those. So it's not like a depressing book or super heavy book, especially to read during the fall months when all you want to do is be cozy and read about like fun romances. But it still has that aspect in it that makes it like more real life, and it's really fun. So I'm really enjoying it, and I think that's all I have to say for right now. I'm still listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I am just excited to finish it. I just want to get it done with. So hopefully I'll have an update for you later about that. And then also again want to get into Frankenstein, and yeah, that's all I have. So I'm super excited for this portion of the video. I will be redoing my patio pot. Right now it currently has spring color in it, and right now it's fall time, and that's all that I'm thinking about. So I'll do a little haul. I'll show you what I got at the wholesale nursery, and then we'll get started. So the first thing that I got was Solicited Dragon's Breath. I'm going to stick this in the middle as centerpiece. Typically this does like a lot of sun, and I don't get a lot of sun here. So we're just going to juice it up with fertilizers, hydrotane. The second thing that I got was Pachoa. This is the like sunset mix. You can kind of see it has some oranges and yellows, a little bit of red. And to me, that's a perfect fall color. And then as my spiller, I'm going to use Creeping Jenny, also known as Moneywort. How I like to do pots is thriller, spiller, and then filler. It just makes a pot look really good. If you kind of don't know how to style a pot or to plant, that would be a really good way to start. So thriller goes in the middle, filler goes around, and then spiller will drape over the pot essentially. Let's get started. First, I'm tilling up the soil. It got pretty compacted just with all the heavy rain that we've gotten recently, and also the soil is very clayey. And so this is the first thing that I want to do to kind of break apart all that soil. The goal is to get the soil above grade or at grade. That way, when you're planting and you have your spillers, it's actually kind of looking like it's spilling over the pot, and it's not like looking like it's trying to get out of the pot. Does that make sense? Probably doesn't. you'll see. You'll kind of catch on what I'm doing. But so you could stage your plants if you want to kind of get a feel. I already know what I want to do, so I ain't gonna do all that now. I'm gonna take this out of the pot. You can see that right now it's root bound, which is normal for container pots. It happens. But to help this establish, I'm just gonna break the roots up. Okay, and then we're gonna do alternating Creeping Jenny and Pachoa. I'm going to do the same technique of breaking up the roots to allow them to push new growth and establish. And yeah, and then we'll look at the final product. Also, it's kind of a hack because you can cut the root ball in half and it makes it easier to plant. Welcome to the end of this video. I'm going to give you a quick recap on how I felt about these books, what I rated them, and I'm really excited to get into it because I have some thoughts. So, we're going to start off strong with a 5-star book. If it makes you happy, also I did get a physical copy. I just ended up ordering it on Amazon. It is a thick book. Like, that's a thick book right there. This book was so good. It was everything you need for the fall time. I know that I shared like my thoughts halfway through, but those thoughts still hold up after I finished the book. It was sweet. It was Gilmore Girls esque, very fall like, without being too much and overly cheesy, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't trying too hard. I don't know how best to explain it other than it was the perfect romance, honestly. Had this book not even been placed in a fall setting in this cute town, I still would have loved it because the writing was really good. The romance was great. Like the couple, I really did root for them and it felt mature. It didn't feel cheesy and like, oh, these things are not realistic. It felt realistic. They went through hard things, they talked about hard things, but it's still fun and sweet all at the same time. Also, the dog as like a fun side character kind of really I think was a fun aspect of the book. I did cry in the last couple, like the last epilogue. um Nothing bad happened to the dog, but there's just some things that like I did tear up. Also, like if you're looking at the cover, like the page covers, like you're joking me. And it was, so this is based in the 90s and I think that was the perfect setting. I think sometimes when you read books and they talk about phones and apps and all this stuff, like you just want to escape. You don't really want to think about those things. And so this being set in the 90s and just all the 90s descriptions and toys that they get, like the kids get in this book, and all the different things, it was just perfect. I really really highly recommend that you read it. I'm not even kidding, as soon as I finished it I wanted to restart it. Like that's how much I love this book, and I don't typically ever think that about a book besides Magnolia Parks. And yeah, I think I've decided that this is going to be a book that I reread each year because it's that good. I loved it. I don't want to give too much away about the setting, the plot, or any of it. Just know that it is a great, perfect fall read, and you can really read it anytime from September to November. It's not like super Halloweeny or super Thanksgiving-y or super like Labor Day September-esque. So you could pick this up whenever during the fall. It is so good. Okay, next we're going to talk about Frankenstein, and I gave this 6 stars. It is now my favorite classic of all time. I have read quite a few classics, but previously 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was my favorite, and this has by far blown it out of the water. I was really nervous, as most people are going into classics, because it can be hard to read, hard to understand. You really have to use more brain power to figure out what's going on, just because of how it's written, and I actually did not have that problem. I thought it was really easy to read and understand. If you didn't know, Frankenstein actually is not the name of the monster. Frankenstein is the name of the doctor who created the monster that we call Frankenstein. It starts off with this guy who's on a boat voyage, and then he meets, or they find this guy who's out on a glacier and just like really raggedy, not doing well. And when they bring him into the ship, he starts talking to him, and he's like, I have a story for you. This is what has happened to me. Here's my testimony. And then you get into the story of this guy who creates this monster and how that pans out for him. And this book was beautifully written. I have so many highlights in this book. It's not even funny. Um, and I have so many quotes that I love. I don't even know how to even begin just to describe my love for this book. I don't know why this book means a lot to me, and I think really it also reminds me of the gospel in the way that God loves us. Obviously, if you've read the book, you know the doctor is not a great guy. Or maybe you think that. I don't know. I'm team monster. He doesn't have a name, guys. The monster that Frankenstein created doesn't even have a name. And that is crazy because it reminds me of like when God created us, he calls us by name, and he knew us before we were even created in the womb. And so it just is crazy that this monster doesn't have a name, and he was created by his maker, and his maker doesn't want anything to do with him. And it just reminds me of the love of Jesus and how Jesus created us and loves us and sees us as his image bearer, whereas the doctor, on the other hand, does not have those feelings. And so I'm team monster. And I was trying to think, like, if I had to pick a name for this monster, I feel like I would name him something along the lines of like Melancholy or Shadow, which my dog's name is Shadow, so maybe that's where I'm getting it from. Um, I don't know. This book was just so good. I'm really not describing it that well, but you really should read Frankenstein. I feel like at least once in your life. Genuinely one of the best books I've ever read. And November 7th or 5th or something, I think, Frankenstein comes out. It is rated R, so I don't really know what all this Frankenstein's going to entail, but I'm excited to watch it nonetheless. Second to last, I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I started reading like the first 25% of this, and then I decided that I wanted to listen to it on audiobook, because I've heard some great recommendations, and it was a really fun audiobook to listen to. I would recommend, if you are going to pick this up, to listen to the audiobook version. I will say I did get bored, and I was just wanting the audiobook to end. I think the concept is great. I don't even know that I could articulate the concept of this book well, but if I can try to help explain what this book is about, I would say that it is about this guy who's living his normal life. His cat is stuck in a tree, so he goes outside to go get this cat, and then any all buildings crumble, collapse, they fall, and whoever is in this building dies. But if you're outside of any building, any structure, you live, and you get to enter into this underground dungeon intergalactic game. And you try to win this game, and you try not to die. I don't know. It sounded so fun, and it was really fun, but I will say like 50, 75% of the way through I was like, it's getting really monotonous. We're kind of going through the same things. Nothing really new is happening. It's like new things are happening, but it's the same flavor of things. Did that make sense? Like they're going through level 1 or floor 2 or whatever. They're fighting a monster, and then that thing happens again and again and again. And while that is fun to read about, I just found it not as captivating as I thought that this book would be. And so it did give my hopes up. It did let me down a little bit. I gave it 3 stars. I think that the concept is great. I think the characters are really fun. I think that it was written well. The jokes are funny, borderline crazy, but still good. So I gave it 3 stars. I enjoyed it, not as much as I thought I was going to, but it still was a fun read. And then I got through 25% of Legends and Lattes and I got bored and I gave up. Now, am I going to finish reading this book in the fall? I am. I think it's going to be last on my list, though. I have other things that I'm currently reading and want to get through the month of September slash October. Um, and so maybe I will finish this. If you can hype me up in the comments below to finish reading this, maybe I will. Um, but I was just bored, which makes sense. It's a low stakes fantasy. I think it's about these two, I don't even know what you call them, making coffee, question mark, like opening up a coffee shop. And I think that's it. It's just about them opening up a coffee shop and making coffee. And it sounds fun, but right now I think I want something that's more captivating, that'll bring me in and hook me. And this didn't really do that for the time being. Now, maybe if I read a really scary thriller or a really emotional romance, maybe I would want to pick something up that's more low stakes. But right now, that's not me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And if you liked this video, please like and comment. It's probably obvious. I'm very new to this. I'm a new YouTuber, and so just think about it this way. Things will only go up from here, right? I mean, I don't know. But thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and like and comment. And I will be posting another video shortly, another fall vlog, possibly. So thanks. Bye.